Hi, I'm Lindsay with American Patchwork and Quilting. Quilting is a messy hobby. Quilters need a lot of supplies and fabrics to make the beautiful things we do, and that can often lead to a messy workspace. In this video, our staff is sharing their best tips for creating a clutter-free and usable workspace. So let's check them out.
In my room, I have an entire drawer of my sewing table devoted for fabrics of recent projects and new finishes. And this keeps all of the fabrics handy for me, but off my workstation so that I can have more room to sew and create. So all the fabrics are right here next to me while I'm sewing in case I decide I need to make more blocks or if I want to make a scrappy binding. And every few months when this drawer gets full, I will go through and refold all the fabric, add things back to my stash, and then for some of these smaller pieces, I'll cut them down and put them into my scrap bin.
Hi, I'm Beth, and today I'm sharing a tip for keeping patterns organized. I've been making a lot more quilts lately, so I needed a way to keep track of all those patterns that I was printing and actively working on. So I had some extra clipboards, and I thought these would work great. So right now I'm tracking 2 block of the months with this system. So when I have a new pattern that I've printed off, I just add it to the clipboard. And then I also made a little note just reminding me when the next block is coming out. That way I know how much time I have to complete this block and when to go print the next instructions. I love having these hanging up. It's just a nice visual reminder of what I'm working on. I think these would look great hanging in a grid or a line on the wall in your sewing space to really make the organization part of the decor.
Hi, I'm Allison, and I'm going to share with you how I like to store my most used sewing notions. I keep my most used notions right next to my sewing machine, kind of out in the open, that way I don't have to dig for them. And so I mostly have scissors and rotary cutters in here, and it's just a bucket that I can easily toss stuff in, but yet it always has a home. And then same with things like binding clips and different kinds of pins. So it's just nice to have everything out in the open where I can see it and grab it and put it back easily.
Hi, I'm Joanna, the editor of Quilts and More magazine. I like to store my works in progress in these plastic shoe boxes, which I label according to what state of the quilting process they're in. I like to store the tools that go with each type of project in the box so that way I can get started wherever I left off. So for example, for these foundation piece blocks, I have the papers already in here and organized. And then I also love to use an add a quarter ruler, which I actually keep in the box. Now you might think that when I need it, I don't remember where it is, but because the box is labeled foundation piecing, and that's what the ruler is used for, I know where to look. Also, in this bag making box, I like to keep the zippers that I plan to use with the project, any cords and elastic, so that way I don't accidentally use it for a different project. One box for me that is usually pretty full is tops that are waiting to be quilted. One tip I like to say is add in the thread, especially if you've already started quilting but didn't get a chance to finish, because you might pick up a thread that's not quite the same color.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and today I want to share with you some of my tips for keeping organized in my very small sewing space. Here is a quick overview of one corner of my sewing space. As you can see, it's a pretty small space, but it really has everything that I need within it. I have one small table in this room, which has drop leaves, which I find absolutely perfect for this small space, which means I can just make this table as small or as large as I need it to be. I do both my cutting and my sewing on this table, so for that reason, I like to keep it really clear of any clutter. It keeps me from knocking things off, and it just makes it a little bit more multifunctional. Some of my most used notions are kept on this wall unit here. It keeps them off my table, but still within easy reach.